Okay, everybody, now here's the moment you've all been waiting for. This is a Q&A video on my birthday, 2019, and I was originally going to show you that cool water toy I got, but it leaked on my birthday, so now that there's glue and all that, now that it's all dry again, I can finally show you that during the Q&A. Feel free to ask me any question in the Q&A as long as they're not negative questions or too personal questions. So, well, any of you guys, I'm going to ask the question. I am going to play with this cool waterfall toy. See that? It's a custom waterfall toy that my brother made me. So, as you see on the left side, you see part of the PBS Kids Dash transformation bumper with Dash in the robot form. As you see in the top left, you see part of the Dash transformation bumper with Dash's robot form. On the top right, you get to see part of the Dot transformation bumper with Dot in astronaut form. In the middle left, you see part of the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy thinking. On the middle right, you see part of the PBS Kids logo with Dot the Girl running up to the screen right there. And on the bottom left, you see part of the PBS Kids fishbowl bumper with Dash the Boy as the orange fish right there. Now, and then on the bottom right, you see part of the PBS Kids snow globe bumper with Dot the girl holding the snow globe. So, now, there are 4 different colored balls, and each of the 4 balls would represent 2 different television shows that aired on it. Now, the red ball would indicate that the show that ended was either... Now, there are 4 different colored balls that represent 2 different PBS Kids shows airing. So the red ball would indicate that it's Clifford the Big Red Dog or Clifford's Puppy Days. The green ball would indicate that it's Dragon Tales or Sesame Street. The blue ball would indicate that it's JJ the Jet Plane or Thomas and Friends. And the yellow ball would indicate that it's either Arthur or Caillou. So, let's start this game. Now, the object of the game is you have to get the ball to different parts of the Dash transformation, Dot transformation, Dash, Dot, fishbowl, or snow globe bumpers on there. So, let's start the game. And credit goes to PBS for the pictures, and anyone is welcome. Elmo's World Times Lori Lab 2.0 is welcome. Jordan B03 is welcome. Anybody is welcome. So, let's continue. While we play this game, we'll wait for some questions. So, Jordan B03, you're welcome to join if you'd like. As well as you, ETDVD 2005, you're also welcome to join. So let's start. Now, as you can see, I don't know him. I don't know Chris Wiggle very well. I actually have seen Chris Wiggle's videos, but I haven't really gotten to know him. So, as you can see, the red ball has landed at the PBS Kids Dash transformation bumper, so that was taken at the end of Clifford the Big Red Dog. The green ball landed at the PBS Kids Dash, the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Think. Alright. The red ball landed at the PBS Kids Dash transformation bumper, so that was taken at the end of Clifford the Big Red Dog. The green ball has landed at the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, so that was taken at the end of Dragon Tales. And the yellow ball has landed at the PBS Kids Fishbowl bumper, so that was taken at the end of Arthur. Now let's continue. Now the red ball has landed the PBS Kids Dot transformation bumper, taken at the end of Clifford the Big Red Dog as well. And another red ball landed on the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, so that was also taken at the end of Clifford the Big Red Dog. The yellow ball is still at the PBS Kids Fishbowl bumper, so that's still at the end of Arthur. And the green ball has landed the PBS Kids logo with Dr. Girl running up to the screen, so that was taken at the end of Dragon Tales. Now, the Wiggles, yes, Paw Patrol, no. Do you like the idea of the creative game that I came up with, where you have to put the ball at a different part of the PBS Kids logo on there? Oh yes, Chris Wiggle does like PBS Kids shows as much as I do as well. Now, the yellow ball has landed at the PBS Kids Dot transformation bumper, taken at the end of Arthur. Here, do you mind if I tell you what the balls would mean for different shows? Sure. So there are 4 different balls that represent. The red ball would indicate that it's either Clifford the Big Red Dog or Clifford's Puppy Days. The green ball would represent that it's either Sesame Street or Dragon Tales. The blue ball would represent that it's either the blue ball would represent that it's either Thomas and Friends or JJ, that it's either Caillou or Arthur. Now the yellow ball has landed the Dot transformation bumper, so that was taken at the end of Arthur. Now a red ball has landed at the PBS Kids Snow Globe bumper, so that was taken at the end of Clifford's Puppy Days. No, who is he? Now, as you can see, the blue ball has landed the PBS Kids Dash transformation bumper, so that was taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. And now, the yellow ball has landed at the PBS Kids Fishbowl bumper, so that was taken at the end of Arthur. And let's do a rematch. I actually have quite a few Bill Nye the Science Guy VHS tapes. And they're all and surprisingly, Disney owned the rights to Bill Nye the Science Guy when Bill Nye the Science Guy aired on PBS. Disney owning a PBS show is quite interesting. So, let's continue on. 100 DVDs? Wow. Let's do the rematch. Now, the blue ball has landed the PBS Kids Dash Transformation bumper, taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. The green ball landed the PBS Kids Dot Transformation bumper, taken at the end of Sesame Street. And the yellow and the blue ball both landed the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking. So that was taken at the end of both Thomas and Friends and Caillou. And the red ball has landed the PBS Kids Fishbowl bumper, taken at the end of Clifford's Puppy Days. Now, let's see what happens. Now the yellow ball has landed the PBS Kids Snow Globe bumper, taken at the end of Arthur. And the yellow ball and another yellow ball landed the PBS Kids Dash Transformation bumper, taken at the end of Arthur as well. And even another yellow ball landed the PBS Kids logo with Dot the Girl running up to the screen, taken at the end of Caillou. Now the green ball has landed the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking. So that was taken at the end of Dragon Tales. Oh, hello, Rabbit and Serana. I am not much of a Wiggles fan, but I do have a My First Sleep Pad book based off of the Wiggles called Learn, Dance, and Sing with the Wiggles. Let's do a rematch. Now the red ball has landed the PBS Kids Dot Transformation bumper, taken at the end of Clifford's Puppy Days. Let's continue on. The yellow ball has landed the PBS Kids logo with Dot the Girl running up to the screen, taken at the end of Caillou. And the green ball had landed on the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, taken at the end of Dragon Tales. And another red ball landed on the PBS Kids Snow Globe bumper, also taken at the end of Clifford's Puppy Days. And a yellow ball landed at the PBS Kids Dot Transformation bumper, taken at the end of Arthur. And let's see. Now, as well as the blue ball also when season 3 aired. Wow. You collect VHSs and DVDs as well? Cool. Let's do a rematch. Now the green ball has landed the PBS Kids Dash Transformation bumper, taken at the end of Sesame Street. Another green ball landed the PBS Kids Fishbowl bumper, also taken at the end of Sesame Street. A red ball landed the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, taking at the end of Clifford the Big Red Dog. And the yellow ball landed the PBS Kids logo with Doc. Oh, I don't know the username that I collect VHSs and DVDs. And PBS Kids Snow Globe bumper, taken at the end of Clifford's Puppy Days. Do you like the idea of the balls representing different shows? Because I do, and I have a very creative imagination. Now the green ball landed PBS Kids. So here, do you like the idea of the green ball meaning either? Do you like the idea of the green ball either meaning Dragon Tales or Sesame Street? Alright. Rinky, but other episodes reused episodes from the second season. What are some of your least favorite Sesame Street episodes? The Wiggles Yes, Paw Patrol No. Alright, and now the red ball has landed the PBS Kids dot transformation bumper, taken at the end of Clifford, the Big Red Dog. The green ball landed the PBS Kids logo with Dr. Girl running up to the screen, taken at the end of Dragon Tales. And both the red and the blue ball landed PBS Kids fishbowl bumper, taken at the end of Clifford's Puppy Days and Thomas and Friends, respectively. My ratings on Arthur are seasons 1 to 6 were excellent. Season 7 to 8 were very good. Seasons 9 to 11 were pretty decent. And season 12 onwards is when Arthur started to go downhill, because they took away the old style colors in the credits and replaced them with newer ones. What did you think about my rating on that ET DVD VHS 2005? Now the red ball landed the PBS Kids logo with Dr. Girl running up to the screen, taken at the end of Clifford the Big Red Dog. And the yellow ball landed the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, taken at the end of Caillou. And now a green ball landed the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, taken at the end of Dragon Tales. And now a blue ball landed the PBS Kids dot transformation bumper, taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. Alright. A rematch. Episode animation boring? What makes you think the episode animation was boring on Arthur? Alright, a rematch to go. Now the yellow and the red ball landed at the PBS Kids logo with Dot the Girl running up to the screen, taken at the end of Caillou and Clifford the Big Red Dog. And the blue ball landed at the PBS Kids Dash transformation bumper, taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. And now a green ball also landed at the PBS Kids. Oh. And now it has disappeared. A green ball and a yellow ball both landed at the PBS Kids dot transformation bumper, taken at the end of Sesame Street and Arthur. and a rematch. So, I'm not a huge fan of Booba. The Wiggles, yes. Paw Patrol, no. Now I have a question for you. What are your least favorite JJ the Jet Plane episodes? That is, if you've actually seen JJ the Jet Plane. Alright. Rematch. Now the green ball landed the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, taken at the end of Dragon Tales. And the yellow ball landed the PBS Snow Globe bumper, taken at the end of Arthur. Time taken at the end of Caillou. Well, I respect your opinion on that. I'm not a huge fan of the CGI Thomas the Tank Engine. I like the classic series of Thomas the Tank Engine with narration by Ringo Starr, Alec Baldwin, and George Carlin better. Now the green ball landed at the PBS Kids dot transformation bumper taken at the end of Sesame Street. A lot of people don't like Caillou because of the way she acts. Do you remember in most of the season 1 episodes, Caillou wore that gray shirt? And there's one scene that was most famously known as an internet meme of Caillou's temper tantrum because he didn't want to go to the circus. It was from the episode Caillou Joins the Circus, and he went, "Now it's today! I got all dressed! It's today! Wow! Wow! So, what is your most favorite episode of Arthur, DT, ET, DVD, VHSC 2005? This question's for you. Here's a rematch. The yellow ball landed PBS Kids dot transformation bumper, so that was taken at the end of Arthur. And the blue ball landed PBS Kids dash transformation bumper, taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. And now another yellow ball landed the PBS Kids dash transformation bumper, also taken at the end of Arthur. And the blue ball has landed PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. The green ball landed PBS Kids dot transformation bumper, taken at the end of Sesame Street. And the yellow ball landed PBS Kids logo with the PBS Kids Snow Globe bumper, taken at the end of Arthur. Now the red ball landed the PBS Kids logo with Dr. Girl running up to the screen, taken at the end of Clifford the Big Red Dog. So, what is your least favorite Caillou episode? The Wiggles, yes. Paw Patrol, no. Here's a rematch. Now, a green ball landed the PBS Kids fishbowl bumper, taken at the end of Sesame Street. And another green ball landed at the PBS Kids Snow Globe bumper, also taken at the end of Sesame Street. And the blue ball landed at the dot transformation bumper, taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. And now a blue ball also landed at the fishbowl bumper, taken at the end of Thomas and Friends.
I'll give them a little.
And now the yellow ball landed at the PBS Kids logo with Dr. Girl running up to the screen, taken at the end of Caillou. And the green ball landed at the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, taken at the end of Dragon Tales. And the red ball landed at the PBS Kids Fishbowl bumper, taken at the end of Clifford's Puppy Days. And now the blue ball landed at the PBS Kids Dash Transformation bumper, taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. And here's a rematch. Now the yellow ball landed the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, taken at the end of Caillou. The green ball landed the PBS Kids Snow Globe bumper, taken at the end of Sesame Street. Now, another green ball and a yellow ball both landed at the PBS Kids Dot Transformation bumper, taken at the end of Arthur and Sesame Street. And another yellow ball landed at the PBS Kids Dash Transformation bumper, taken at the end of Arthur as well. And now the blue ball landed at the PBS Kids Fishbowl bumper, taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. And now a green and a red ball landed at a red ball landed at the PBS Kids Dot Transformation bumper, taken at the end of Clifford the Big Red Dog as well. So we'll do a few more rematches, probably around 8 more rematches, and then we will look at something else in the Q&A. The Wiggles, yes. Paw Patrol, no. Feel free to ask me some more questions. Actually, we'll do 10 more matches. Ten more rematches. Here's a rematch right here. The red ball landed the PBS Kids Fishbowl bumper, taken at the end of Clifford's Puppy Days. Both of the green balls and the blue ball landed the PBS Kids Snow Globe bumper, taken at the end of Sesame Street and Thomas and Friends. A yellow ball landed the PBS Kids Dot Transformation bumper, taken at the end of Arthur. And a blue ball, another blue ball landed the PBS Kids Dot Transformation bumper as well, taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. Now a red ball landed the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, taken at the end of Clifford the Big Red Dog. And now a red ball landed the dot transformation bumper, taken at the end of Clifford the Big Red Dog. And another red ball landed the PBS Kids logo with Dot the Girl running up to the screen, also taken at the end of Clifford the Big Red Dog. And now a blue ball landed the PBS Kids Dash transformation bumper, taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. And now the red ball landed the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, taken at the end of Clifford the Big Red Dog. And now the yellow ball landed at the PBS Kids Fishbowl bumper, taken at the end of Arthur. And now a blue ball landed at the PBS Kids logo with Dr. Girl running up to the screen, taken at the end of JJ the Jet Plane. And a yellow ball landed the PBS Kids Dash transformation bumper, taken at the end of Arthur. The Wiggles, yes, Paw Patrol, no. Do you have any more questions to ask? And now, 2 blue balls landed in 2 different places. One blue ball landed the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. And another blue ball landed at the PBS Kids Fishbowl bumper, also taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. And the red ball landed at the PBS Kids logo with Dot the Girl running up to the screen, taken at the end of Clifford the Big Red Dog. And now the yellow ball landed at the PBS Kids Dash transformation bumper, taken at the end of Arthur. And now a red ball also landed at the PBS Kids Dash transformation bumper, taken at the end of Clifford the Big Red Dog, although it just disappeared now. And the yellow... Alright. And now the blue ball and the green ball landed at the PBS Kids Snow Globe bumper, so it was taken at the end of Thomas and Friends and Sesame Street. And a yellow ball and 2 yellow balls landed in 2 different places. One yellow ball landed PBS Kids logo with Dot the Girl running up to the screen, taken at the end of Caillou, and another yellow ball landed the PBS Kids Dash transformation bumper, taken at the end of Arthur. Alright. Here's a rematch. Now 2 different red balls landed in 2 different places. One red ball landed PBS Kids logo with Dot the Girl running up to the screen, taken at the end of Clifford the Big Red Dog. And another red ball landed the PBS Kids logo with Dot the Girl running up to the screen, also taken at the end of Clifford the Big Red Dog. The blue ball landed the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. And the green ball landed at the PBS Kids Snow Globe bumper, taken at the end of Sesame Street. And now another red ball landed the PBS Kids logo with Dr. Girl running up to the screen, taking at the end of Clifford the Big Red Dog as well. And a yellow ball joined in with the red ball, and now it disappeared. And a yellow ball landed PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, taken at the end of Caillou. And now the yellow ball landed at the PBS Kids dot transformation bumper, taken at the end of Arthur, and the blue ball landed at the PBS Kids fishbowl bumper, taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. And the red ball landed at the PBS Kids dash transformation bumper, taken at the end of Clifford the Big Red Dog. We'll do a rematch. All right. Anybody have any more questions you can ask me? Now, 2 red balls landed the PBS Kids fishbowl bumper, taken at the end of both Clifford the Big Red Dog and Clifford's Puppy Days. And now the blue ball landed the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. And now, 2 yellow balls landed in 2 different places. 1 yellow ball landed the PBS Kids dash transformation bumper, taken at the end of Arthur. And another yellow ball landed the PBS Kids logo with Dr. Girl running up to the screen, taken at the end of Caillou. And another yellow ball also landed the PBS Kids logo with Dr. Girl running up to the screen, also taken at the end of Caillou. Here's a rematch. As you can see, the blue ball landed at the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. And now a red ball landed at the PBS Kids dash transformation bumper, taken at the end of Clifford the Big Red Dog. And now a blue ball landed at the PBS Kids dot transformation bumper, taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. And the green ball also landed at the dot transformation bumper, taken at the end of Sesame Street. And now the green ball and the blue ball landed the PBS Kids fishbowl bumper, taken at the end of Sesame Street and Thomas and Friends. And now the green ball and the blue ball landed the PBS Kids logo with Dr. Girl running up to the screen, taken at the end of Dragon Tales and Thomas and Friends. And now the blue ball landed the PBS Kids Snow Globe bumper, taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. And the yellow ball landed the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, taken at the end of Caillou. And now the green ball joined in with the yellow ball. And the green ball also landed at the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, so it was taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. And another yellow ball landed at the PBS Kids Dash Transformation bumper, taken at the end of Arthur. Now the blue ball landed at the PBS Kids Dash Transformation bumper, taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. Alright. Do like 5 more rematches, then we'll do something else. As you can see, the yellow ball landed at the PBS Kids Dash Transformation bumper, taken at the end of Arthur. And now 2 green balls landed in 2 different places. 1 green ball landed at the PBS Kids Dot Transformation bumper, taken at the end of Sesame Street. And another green ball landed at the PBS Kids Fishbowl bumper, taken at the end of Sesame Street. And now the green ball landed at the PBS Kids Snow Globe bumper, taken at the end of Sesame Street, as well as the red ball landing at the Snow Globe bumper as well, taken at the end of Clifford's Puppy Days. And now the blue ball landed at the PBS Kids logo with Dot the Girl running up to the screen. So that was taken at the end of JJ the Jet Plane. And the yellow ball landed at the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, taken at the end of Caillou. And now the green ball landed at the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, taken at the end of Dragon Tales. Alright. 4 more matches to go. Now the green ball landed at the PBS Kids Dash Transformation bumper, taken at the end of Sesame Street. And the yellow ball landed at the PBS Kids logo with Dot the Girl running up to the screen, taken at the end of Dragon Tales. And the blue ball landed at the PBS Kids Fishbowl bumper, taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. And now the blue ball landed at PBS Kids Dot Transformation bumper, also taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. And now the green ball and the red ball both landed at the PBS Kids Fishbowl bumper, taken at the end of Sesame Street and Clifford's Puppy Days. And the blue ball landed at PBS Kids Snow Globe bumper, taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. And the yellow ball landed at the PBS Kids logo with Dot the Girl running up to the screen, taken at the end of Caillou. And now the red ball landed at the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, taken at the end of Clifford the Big Red Dog. The yellow ball landed at the PBS Kids Dot Transformation bumper, taken at the end of Arthur. And it's time for a rematch. 3 more rematches to go. Now the yellow ball and the green ball landed the PBS Kids dot transformation bumper taken at the end of Now the yellow ball and the green ball landed the PBS Kids dot transformation bumper taken at the end of Arthur and Sesame Street. The blue ball landed at the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. And the red ball landed PBS Kids Snow Globe bumper taken at the end of Clifford's Puppy Days. And now the blue ball landed PBS Kids Snow Globe bumper taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. And the yellow ball landed PBS Kids Dash transformation bumper taken at the end of Arthur, along with another yellow ball landing at the PBS Kids logo with Dr. Girl running up to the screen taken at the end of Caillou. And the green and red ball joined in with the blue one, so it was taken at the end of Sesame Street and Clifford's Puppy Days. 2 more rematches to go. As you've just seen, the red ball landed PBS Kids Snow Globe bumper taken at the end of Clifford's Puppy Days. And the yellow and the blue ball landed the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking taken at the end of Caillou and Thomas and Friends. And the yellow ball joined in with the red ball, but now it... Alright. Now the blue ball landed the PBS Kids Dash transformation bumper, so that was taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. And another blue ball landed the PBS Kids dot transformation bumper, along with the green ball that was landing on there, taken at the end of Thomas and Friends and Sesame Street. And the green ball landed the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, taken at the end of Dragon Tales. Now the green ball landed the PBS Kids Fishbowl bumper, taken at the end of Sesame Street. And another blue ball landed the PBS Kids dot transformation bumper as well, so that was taken at the end of Thomas and Friends as well. The green ball landed the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, the green one did, so it was taken at the end of Dragon Tales. And now 2 green balls landed the PBS Kids logo with Dr. Girl running up to the screen, taken at the end of Dragon Tales. Now we're going to go into the last rematch. And this is going to be the best rematch yet. As you can see, the green ball and the red ball landed PBS Kids dot transformation bumper, so it was taken at the end of Sesame Street and Clifford the Big Red Dog. And the yellow ball landed the PBS Kids Snow Globe bumper, taken at the end of Sesame Street. Yellow ball landed the Snow Globe bumper, so that was taken at the end of Arthur, excuse me, I meant to say. And now the green ball joined in with the yellow ball, and it also landed the Snow Globe one, so it was taken at the end of Sesame Street. Now the red ball landed the PBS Kids Dash transformation bumper, taken at the end of Clifford the Big Red Dog. And now the blue and the green ball landed the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, taken at the end of Dragon Tales and Thomas and Friends. And now the red ball landed the PBS Kids logo with Dr. Girl running up to the screen, taken at the end of Clifford the Big Red Dog. Now the green ball landed the PBS Kids Dash Transformation bumper, taken at the end of Sesame Street. And last but not least, the green ball landed PBS Kids logo. Alright, not last but not least this time, but we have a few more to go. Like a few more balls. The yellow and the green ball landed PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking. And now it's just a green one, so it was taken at the end of Dragon Tales and Caillou. Now the green and blue ball landed the PBS Kids Fishbowl bumper, taken at the end of Sesame Street and Thomas and Friends. Now the red ball has landed PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, taken at the end of Clifford the Big Red Dog. The yellow ball landed the PBS Kids Dot Transformation bumper, so it was taken at the end of Arthur, and now it has here's the very final rematch. The yellow ball landed PBS Kids Fishbowl bumper, taken at the end of Arthur. Now the blue ball landed the PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. And now another yellow ball landed PBS Kids Snow Globe bumper, taken at the end of Arthur. And now another yellow ball landed PBS Kids Dot Transformation bumper, taken to the end of Arthur as well. The green ball landed PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking. This time it was taken at the end of Sesame Street. And the red ball landed PBS Kids logo with Dr. Girl running up to the screen, taken at the end of Clifford the Big Red Dog. Only 1 minute left of playing with the game, and the yellow ball landed PBS Kids logo with Dr. Girl running up to the screen, taken at the end of Caillou. Red one landed PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, taken at the end of Clifford the Big Red Dog. And the yellow one landed its Snow Globe bumper, taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. Now the green ball and the yellow ball landed PBS Kids logo with Dot Transformation 1, taken at the end of Sesame Street and Arthur. And 1 more minute left. Now the yellow ball landed PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, taken at the end of Caillou. And the blue one landed PBS Kids Fishbowl bumper, taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. As you can see, the green ball and the red ball landed at the PBS Kids logo with Dr. Girl running up to the screen, taken at the end of Sesame Street and Clifford the Big Red Dog. Another yellow ball landed at the PBS Kids Dot Transformation bumper, taken at the end of Clifford's Puppy Days. The blue one landed at the PBS Kids Fishbowl bumper, taken at the end of Thomas and Friends. The yellow ball landed PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking, taken at the end of Caillou. Another red ball landed the PBS Kids Snow Globe bumper, along with another yellow ball. So this was taken at the end of Clifford's Puppy Days and Arthur. And we have, now we're going to do something else. I thought I might show you all my JJ the Jet Plane books this time. This one is Snuffy Goes to School. I'm actually going to read you this one. I'm actually going to read you like 5 JJ the Jet Plane books, and then we'll end the Q&A after this. One warm and breezy afternoon, Snuffy flew high above Terrytown with his friends JJ and Tracy. "Are you ready to go, Snuffy?" JJ asked. "Are you ready for your first day of school tomorrow?" "Oh no!" Snuffy cried. "Why did you remind me? Why did you remind me?" Snuffy's wings started shaking. "What's the matter?" asked JJ. "I'm afraid of going to school," answered Snuffy. "Everyone is a little scared the first day," JJ said. "I was a little scared," added Tracy. "And so was JJ." "But I'm a lot scared," Snuffy answered. "What if I don't know anybody? And what if the teacher doesn't like me?" "Hold on before you blow a gasket," said JJ. "School is full of new friends." We promise," Tracy said. "And of course your teacher will like you." But as they flew home, Snuffy felt the same way, a lot scared. Late that night, JJ and Tracy dreamed quietly in the hangar. Snuffy rolled around wide awake. "I don't know what to do," Snuffy whispered softly. Finally, he closed his eyes to pray. "Dear God, I need help with tomorrow because I'm afraid about my first day of school. Amen." Hey, how do you like my storytelling? Do you like it? When morning's light streamed into the hangar, JJ and Tracy yawned and wing-waggled themselves awake. "Hey, Snuffy!" JJ crawled. "Time to rise and shine. It's your big day." "Time for school," said Tracy. They looked left and right. They looked up and down. They yelled, "Snuffy, come out whenever you are." Hey, everybody," yelled Herky. "What's up?" We can't find Snuffy," JJ answered. "And it's almost time for school," exclaimed Tracy. "Snuffy!" they yelled, looking for their friend everywhere. The little planes and the helicopter buzzed all over town in their search. Snuffy had flown to Lightning Bug Lake, to a secret hiding place, all alone with no one to laugh with, or talk to, or play with. "All alone," Snuffy sniffled. "This is no fun at all," he said. JJ, Tracy, and Herky could not find Snuffy anywhere, so they asked old Oscar for help. Snuffy is scared about his first day of school, JJ explained. And now he's missing, Herky said. Old Oscar chuckled. I have an idea, he said. You three wait right here. Old Oscar started his engines, taxied outside, and took off. Old Oscar felt sure he could find Snuffy. Without looking left and right, without looking up and down, Old Oscar flew straight to Lightning Bug Lake. Hey there, little fella, said old Oscar, rolling up to his friend. Oscar, Snuffy said, how did you know where to find me? A long time ago. To the hangar, and I'll tell you something about that little airplane. So Snuffy followed his friend into the clouds. Yes, sirree, old Oscar continued. When that little plane woke up on his first morning of school, he hightailed it for a hiding place. Snuffy smiled. Who was that little plane? Asked Snuffy. Me, answered old Oscar. Really? Snuffy asked. Cross my prop and hope to fly. And just like someone helped me, I'm here to help you, Snuffy. God is always with you, even at school. Trust him and you won't be afraid. Old Oscar and Snuffy looked on the runway. I'll let JG and Tracy take you to school, said old Oscar. I have to go now. But wait, Snuffy said. What if I don't know anybody? You'll make new friends, old Oscar answered. Well, what if that teacher doesn't like me? Snuffy called. Trust God to take care of you, said old Oscar. That teacher of yours is sure to take you under his wing. We're glad you're back, said JJ. Are you okay? I'm still scared, said Snuffy, but I'm going to trust God. You'll see soon, Tracy said. School is so much fun. Snuffy turned on his wheels and raced toward the runway. Come on, he hollered. His friends hurried to catch up. Now I'm ready, Snuffy yelled. I'm ready for my first day of school. Let's go. And they all flew into town as fast as Snuffy could fly. Oh, here we are, said Herky as they landed by the school. Looks like your teacher's waiting for you, said Tracy. Where? Asked Snuffy. Right here, said Tracy. Where? Where? Snuffy asked again. Old Oscar taxied over, smiling as big as the Tarrytown sky. Well, hello there, youngster, he said to Snuffy. Now you'd better hurry. You're almost late for class. Old Oscar, Snuffy said, are you my teacher? Old Oscar grinned. I sure am, he said. Now let's go inside to meet your new friends and have some fun. The end. Only 4 more stories to go. So, This next one is called I Miss You a Whole Lot. One sunny morning at Tarrytown Airport, Snuffy and JJ played leapfrog with Big Jake. Snuffy loved nothing more than playing games with Big Jake, but later that day, Big Jake said he was leaving. He had to travel to see his uncle who lived far, far away. But Big Jake, Snuffy said sadly, it's not the same when you're away, and I don't like it then. Snuffy, said Big Jake, while I'm gone, I want you to try and remember one thing. The Bible says that friends love each other at all times, even when we're apart. I'll be back soon. Snuffy and JJ watched Big Jake taxi down the runway and disappear into the clouds. I miss him already, said Snuffy. Me too, said JJ. But when he's away, I just remind myself that he loves me the same as when we're together. I know Big Jake loves me too, Snuffy sniffled, but I still feel bad. Well, I've got an idea, said JJ with a smile. You could pray for him to come home safely. Oh, I can do that, Snuffy said, closing his eyes and saying a little prayer in his heart for Big Jake. Good job, exclaimed JJ. Later that day, Snuffy asked, JJ, how long is soon? Big Jake said he'd be back soon. Soon is, JJ began. Soon is soon. But how long is soon? Hey, JJ said, let's call Big Jake on the radio. Then you can ask him when he's coming home. JJ sent a message for Big Jake to answer Snuffy's call. Sometimes calling someone is like praying. It may take a while to get an answer. Other times, we get an answer right away. But always, when we call someone, just like when we pray, we know we are heard. Big Jake! Here, said Big Jake over the airwaves. Big Jake here, said Big Jake over the airwaves. Hi, Big Jake. It's Snuffy calling, said Snuffy. You told me you'll be back soon. How long is soon? This time it's 1 week, Big Jake answered. I'll be back in a week. A week? Said Snuffy. That doesn't sound too long. Bye-bye, Big Jake. I love you, Snuffy, said Big Jake. Bye-bye. Later that afternoon, the three little planes played at the hangar. Hey, JJ, said Snuffy. How long is a week? JJ showed Snuffy a calendar page. See, Snuffy, explained JJ. Each row of blocks on a calendar is 1 week. Snuffy counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is a week 7 days? Snuffy asked. Yep, his friend answered. Now, every night, let's pray for Big Jake to come home safely. We can mark off each day until he comes home. After their day flying at Smiling Meadow, they said their prayers and counted 1. After their day soaring over Tarrytown, they said their prayers and counted 2. After their day winging above Frosty Pines, they said their prayers and counted 3. After their day zooming through Echo Canyon, they said their prayers and counted 4. After their day cruising the control tower, they said their prayers and counted 5. After their day hanging around the hangar, they said their prayers and counted 6. And after their day reading at the library, they said their prayers and counted 7. At last, the 7 days were over, and Snuffy waited with JJ for Big Jake's return. "Surprise!" Big Jake hollered. "Big Jake!" yelled Snuffy. "God kept you safe just like I prayed." "He sure did," said Big Jake with a grin. "But you missed my landing." "I missed more than that," Snuffy said. "I missed you a whole lot." All right. Here's the next one. JJ's Christmas Adventure. Well, only 3 more books left to read for this Q&A. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and JJ, Tracy, and Snuffy were very excited. They were waiting for Santa Claus to arrive. I do. All right. JJ, do you think Snuffy will like the Christmas tree I picked out? Snuffy asked. I'm sure he will, JJ replied. See how beautiful it looks? Indeed, with its colorful ornaments and lights, Snuffy's Christmas tree was the prettiest any of the young planes had ever seen. How do I look? Tracy asked. I want to look my best for Santa. JJ looked at her freshly polished wings and smiled. You look great, Tracy. Yeah, great, Snuffy chimed in with a happy spin of his propeller. I was... Just then, Herky the helicopter buzzed over to them. Yes, what? He shouted. I was just at Brenda Blue's workshop, and she heard on the radio that it's going to snow. Snow? JJ and his friends cheered. A nice snowfall was just what they needed to make this the best Christmas Eve ever. But instead of a nice light snowfall, what arrived that Christmas Eve was a big, windy snowstorm. This is terrible, Tracy moaned. She and Snuffy had planned to stay up all night so they could meet Santa Claus, but now it looked like Santa might never arrive. JJ was worried too. I think I waited too long to send my Christmas wish list to Santa, he said. With this storm, my list will never get to him. Snuffy sniffled with his eyes filled with tears. Look at my poor Christmas tree, he said. Snuffy's tree was so covered in snow that even the twinkling lights had lost their shine. At last, JJ, Tracy, and Snuffy stared out at the deepening piles of snow. Savannah landed on the runway. Well, I do declare I had never seen anything like this, she exclaimed. Sad children on Christmas Eve. Our Christmas Eve is ruined, JJ told her. Look at all that snow. But Savannah just smiled. Why, JJ, snow can't ruin a Christmas Eve, she replied. The three little planes looked at her in surprise. Really? Asked JJ. When it snows outside, you just hug the one next to you and do something nice and cheery to make yourself feel warm and happy inside, Savannah explained. Like what? Asked Tracy. Like sing a Christmas carol, Savannah said. All the planes thought it was a wonderful idea, so they snuggled together and sang a Christmas song. In no time at all, they were feeling warm and happy inside, just like Savannah said they would. Meanwhile, over at Brenda Blue's workshop, an emergency message had just come in for old Oscar. At first, I couldn't believe it, Brenda told the old plane, but then he said his name and, well, listen here for yourself. She flipped the switch on her radio so old Oscar could hear the message. This is Santa Claus, said a jolly voice. I repeat, this is Santa Claus. I must speak to Oscar at Storytime Airport. Old Oscar's eyes opened wide with surprise. By golly, I'd recognize that voice anywhere, he cried. Hey there, Santa Claus, it's me, Oscar. Oscar, I need your help, said Santa. One of my reindeer is sick, and I can't make all my Christmas deliveries. I was wondering if you and planes at Tarrytown Airport might help me tonight. Why, sure we could, Oscar replied, except there's a snowstorm and we're all grounded. Ho, 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 Santa laughed merrily. That's no problem. I'll just call my friend Jack Frost and have that blizzard turned off. True to his word, Santa arranged for the snowstorm to stop. Then the planes at Tarrytown Airport took off for the North Pole. They flew a long way. At last, old Oscar said, Look, there it is. Up ahead at the very tip of the North Pole, they saw Santa's workshop. This was where Santa made all his toys. Just as the planes landed, Santa came out the front door. Well, if it isn't my old friend Oscar, he cried. How are you, my boy? Oh, I'm just fine, said old Oscar. And I brought a few friends to meet you. JJ, Tracy, Snuffy, and Herky introduced themselves. We're sorry about your sick reindeer, Santa, said Tracy, but I'm happy to finally meet you. Me too, Santa, Herky piped up. I'm glad to be giving you what you want for Christmas, Tracy and Herky, Santa replied. And JJ, I did get your wish list, but send it a little earlier next time, okay? JJ giggled. Okay, Santa, he said. And Snuffy, Santa added, I saw that beautiful Christmas tree you picked out. You did a very nice job. Santa smiled at all the planes. Thank you all for being very special helpers tonight. Are you ready? Ready! The planes exclaimed, and they took off into the starry sky. JJ, Tracy, Snuffy, Herky, and old Oscar spent the night delivering Santa's special toys to boys and girls all around the world. After all the presents had been delivered, the planes returned home to Tarrytown Airport. They were tired, but very happy. And what do you know? There, under Snuffy's Christmas tree, was a big pile of presents. I was so busy having fun delivering presents that I forgot all about getting one myself, said JJ. Fun delivering presents that I forgot all about getting one myself, said JJ. I guess it was more fun giving Santa our help than getting presents from him, Tracy agreed. There's just one thing, though, JJ said thoughtfully. If we delivered all the presents to Tarrytown, then who delivered our presents? Whoa! Someone overhead cried. All the planes looked up. It was Revin Evan, the fire engine. He was attached to a big, hot air balloon. Looks like I got those gifts to you just in time, he called to his friends. It sure was fun helping Santa Claus, but there's only one teeny tiny eensy weensy problem. What? Asked JJ. You gotta get me down from here! Whoa! Well, they did manage to get Revin Evan down. Then they had the best Christmas Eve ever, full of fun, friendship, and giving. It was a Christmas they never, ever forget. All right, 2 more books to go. This one is called Snuffy's Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a celebration that happens every year in November. JJ and Snuffy were on their way into town to pick up some vegetables for the big meal. Boy, I can already taste the yummy food, exclaimed JJ. Me too, said Snuffy. But there's one thing I need to ask you, JJ. I know today's important, but what are we celebrating? Why, we're celebrating Thanksgiving, replied JJ. It's the day when you give thanks for everything you are thankful for. I wonder what I am thankful for, said Snuffy. Meanwhile, hundreds of miles away at the North Pole, Big Jake was making a special delivery. Big Jake calling Tarrytown Airport. I've just landed and I'm about to deliver Thanksgiving meals to the scientists here at the weather station. Good, you're right on schedule, replied Brenda Blue on the radio. If you hurry, you can make it back in plenty of time for our own Thanksgiving dinner. JJ and Snuffy arrived back at the airport with the vegetables. "Stand clear, youngsters," called old Oscar. "Old Oscar, where are you going?" asked JJ. "Haven't you heard?" said old Oscar. "There's a big snowstorm moving toward the North Pole." "But it won't come all the way down here," said JJ. "Will it?" "No, but Big Jake is up there," replied old Oscar. "Brenda is trying to call him on the radio and warn him." All three of the planes zoomed off to Brenda's workshop. "Calling Big Jake!" yelled Brenda into the radio microphone. "Big Jake! Calling in, Big Jake!" This is Big Jake," he replied. "I read you." "Big Jake, the weather service says there's a big snowstorm coming to the North Pole. We wanted you to look out for it." "It's already here," said Big Jake. "I'm going to try and make it back in time for Thanksgiving dinner." "Okay," said Brenda, "but will you call in every now and then so we know you're all right?" "Will do," promised Big Jake. "Over and out." Inside the hangar, JG and Snuffy paced back and forth, worrying about Big Jake. "Stop!" exclaimed Tracy. "You're making me dizzy." "Sorry," said JJ, "but what if Big Jake doesn't make it back in time for dinner?" "It wouldn't be the same without him," said Snuffy. "Make way, kids," yelled Oscar. "Big Jake will be calling any second now." Just then they heard Big Jake calling Brenda Blue. "We read you loud and clear," said Brenda. "What's going on?" "The storm seems to be getting worse," he said. Right now I'm over Alaska, heading into Canada." "Are there any big glaciers nearby?" asked old Oscar. "Yes," exclaimed Big Jake. "It looks like a clown's hat with a pom-pom on top." Old Oscar remembered the area of the old days. "Turn," instructed. "You'll find a warmer wind that'll take you out of the storm's path." Big Jake followed old Oscar's advice and, sure enough, left the storm behind. "I'm glad to be out of the storm," Big Jake said. "I was afraid I was going to miss Thanksgiving dinner." But as he made his approach to Tarrytown, he saw that a fog band had settled over the airport. He wasn't sure if he would be able to land. "Come in, Brenda," called Big Jake. "I'm close to the airport, but I'm stuck in this fog and I can't see. Can you help me?" "I have an idea," said Herky. "What if we all go up and fly around real fast over the airport and blow the airport and blow the fog away?" "Great idea, Herky!" exclaimed Brenda. All right. Only one more book to read, and then we will end the live stream. This one is called Spending Time with Big Jake. JJ the jet plane and Big Jake are good friends. At the end of every day, they get together to have some fun, and their favorite place to go is Lightning Bug Lake. I hope we're not too late, said JJ as he and Big Jake taxied up into the lakeshore.
I think we're just in time,
said Big Jake. The two friends watched as the lightning bugs lit up and flew back and forth over the lake.
Quick, said Big Jake, make a wish.
I wish we could share good times like this forever, said JJ. I really like spending time with you.
I like spending time with you too, little buddy,
said Big Jake. Later, Big Jake and JJ flew back home to Tarrytown Airport. Good night, Big Jake, said JJ as he taxied toward the kids' hangar.
Good night, JJ,
said Big Jake as he headed farther down the runway. Big Jake slowed to a stop. He thought to himself,
maybe JJ would like to join on my cargo run tomorrow. I'd better go ask him now before he falls asleep.
Big Jake returned to the kids' hangar, but when he heard laughter coming from inside, he stopped. He didn't want to interrupt the young plane's fun.
Hey, JJ, said Herky. What the hell would Big Jake do when you go off together every evening?
JJ's friends were gathered around him. Well, we just go around, stammered JJ. Around where? Asked Tracy. Oh, just up to Lightning Bug Lake, JJ said reluctantly. As much as JJ loved his friends, he wanted to keep his special time with Big Jake to himself. Really? Snuffy said excitedly.
Can we go too? We'll make it a real celebration, said Herky. We'll invite everybody.
No, you guys have it all wrong, exclaimed JJ. I mean, it's okay when Big Jake and I hang out together, but it's not such a big deal. In fact, you might think it's kind of boring. JJ was relieved to see that his friends believed him. Meanwhile, Big Jake was still listening outside. He was surprised to hear JJ's words.
I don't want my little buddy to be bored,
he said as he headed home to the big hangar.
I've got to think of something exciting for us to do.
The next morning, Big Jake decided that instead of taking JJ with him on his usual cargo route, he would take him to a more exciting place. JJ was disappointed. I like your cargo run, he told Big Jake. Since we know the route by heart, we can fly and talk at the same time, said JJ.
But last night, I found out about an incredible new place, said Big Jake. I can't wait to share it with you.
Okay, said JJ. If you really want to go there, count me in. Below the planes appeared a meandering river surrounded by cliffs.
Wahoo! Shouted Big Jake. We're going to race that river. Isn't this fun?
I guess, said JJ as the two planes zoomed through the air. JJ enjoyed racing with Big Jake, but he still missed just talking to his best buddy. The two planes had flown over the river for a long time when suddenly JJ called out, "Oh no!" His engine started to sputter and choke.
What's wrong?
Asked Big Jake. We were having so much fun that I forgot to check my fuel gauge. I'm running out of gas, he said as he started to slow down.
JJ, are you all right?
Called out Big Jake. I'm fine, said JJ, who had landed softly in the river.
Hold on, said Big Jake. I'll drop a cable to you and tow you home.
Big Jake was sad. This was not the big adventure he'd had in mind. The two friends returned to Tarrytown Airport. JJ was disappointed that they wouldn't be able to go to Lightning Bug Lake that evening because his parts were wet. After the friends say their goodbyes, Big Jake thought to himself,
JJ seemed quiet. He must still be bored. I've just got to think of something even more exciting for us to do.
The following morning, Big Jake tried to take JJ on another exciting adventure.
I'm glad you decided to come with me to Crystal Cave, said Big Jake. This will be our most spectacular adventure of all. I promise.
If you say so, Big Jake, JJ said with a sigh. He wanted to have his quiet time back with Big Jake. The planes taxied into the Crystal Cave and looked around. The walls were covered with sparkling crystals. As the friends waited, the sun rose high in the sky. Sun rays hit the crystals, lighting up the cave with a dazzling array of colors. As the friends were admiring the rainbow of colors, dark clouds rolled across the sky. Then rain began to fall, and the beautiful colors disappeared. Well, it was pretty, Big Jake, while it lasted, said JJ with a shiver.
I suppose,
Big Jake said with disappointment.
We'd better head back to the airport and get dry again.
By the end of the day, the skies had cleared up. The two friends headed over to Lightning Bug Lake. As they flew, Big Jake apologized that all his plans had ended in disaster. Little wonder, he said, that JJ was bored with his company. JJ said, I was never bored with you. I only told my friends that because I didn't want to share our time together. We've been so busy having adventures that we haven't had time to talk, said JJ, and our talks are what make me feel close to you.
That's my favorite part of being together, too, said Big Jake. You know, for two good buddies like us, we should have been more honest.
Boy, that's for sure, said JJ. From now on, I'm always going to be honest with you, Big Jake. You really are my best friend. And with that, the two planes flew down to the lake where the lightning bugs were dancing. The end. Well, I guess we could do one more story, but after that, all right. Here's the last one. Snuffy's favorite color. Concert day at Tarrytown Airport had been a big success. Everyone sang a song about his or her favorite color. But Snuffy couldn't decide what his favorite color was, so he sang a song about all the colors. Concert day was supersonic, said JJ as he flew up next to Snuffy. Oh wait, concert day was supersonic, said JJ as he flew up next to Snuffy. Your rainbow song was the best part of the show. You must be feeling pretty good. I am, said Snuffy, but everyone else picked a favorite color to sing about, and I couldn't figure out what my favorite color. Choosing a favorite color is one of the hardest things I ever tried to do. Hey, Snuffy, said JJ. I have an idea. When I have trouble figuring something out, I go see Brenda Blue. That's a great idea. Thanks, JJ, called Snuffy. He headed toward Tarrytown Airport and Brenda Blue's workshop. When Snuffy arrived at the workshop, he found Brenda Blue working on a small motor. Hi, Brenda, said Snuffy. Hi, Snuffy, what's wrong? Asked Brenda. I can't decide on my favorite color, said Snuffy. Well, it seems to me if something is your favorite, you probably see it a lot, right? Asked Brenda. Yes, said Snuffy. I would probably see it every day. And if something is your favorite, you probably like it a lot too, right? Asked Brenda. Yes, said Snuffy. If it's my favorite, I really love it. So you should figure out what your favorite color based on the things you see today, exclaimed Brenda, and pay special attention to what you love the most. What a super idea! Thanks, Brenda, exclaimed Snuffy as he flew up into the sky. Snuffy was ready to put his plan into action, so he looked at the things around him. The sun above me is yellow. Maybe yellow should be my favorite color, he said. But my skywriting smoke is white, and so are the clouds. So maybe white should be my favorite color. Hey, Snuffy, called JJ. How's it going? I'm still trying to choose my favorite color, replied Snuffy. Want to join me for some crop watering? Asked JJ. That would be great, answered Snuffy. Let's go fill up our water tanks, suggested JJ. There you go, said Brenda Blue. Your water tanks are filled to the brim. Thanks, Brenda, cheered JJ. I don't know what we would do without you. You're the best, agreed Snuffy. Come on, Snuffy, we have work to do, said JJ, and they taxied down the runway. JJ and Snuffy arrived at Farmer Dale's field. As they sprayed water on the crops, Snuffy was thinking about what his favorite color might be. Parts of the field are brown, so maybe brown should be my favorite color. And the corn stalks are green. Maybe green should be my favorite color. But when the corn is big, it is yellow, just like the sun. That's 2 votes for yellow, so maybe that should be my favorite color. Okay, Snuffy, said JJ. We have a lot of deliveries to make. We had better head back to Tarrytown Airport to refuel. Back at Tarrytown Airport, Brenda Blue filled up their gas tanks. You guys are refueled and ready to make your deliveries, she said. Thanks, Brenda, called JJ and Snuffy as they left the airport. Boy, that Brenda Blue sure is a big help, said Snuffy. No kidding, agreed JJ. She takes good care of us. While he was flying, Snuffy thought to himself, I love making deliveries, so what colors do I see when I make them? That big barn near the river is red. Maybe red should be my favorite color. And the flowers of Smiling Meadow are purple and orange. Maybe one of those should be my favorite color, said Snuffy. Their deliveries took them over the docks of Tarrytown. Snuffy looked again for favorite color. Wow! Exclaimed Snuffy. Look at all those boats. One is a pink, one is black, and another is gold. Maybe one of those colors is my favorite. What are you thinking about, Snuffy? Asked JJ. I am still trying to figure out what my favorite color is, said Snuffy. Well, maybe you will get lucky and it will come to you, said JJ, like a flash of lightning. Just then, there was a flash of light and a rumbling sound in the sky. That doesn't sound good, said JJ. The sky filled with clouds and rain began to fall. We'd better head back to the airport and go home. We'd better go home, said Snuffy. As Snuffy and JJ flew back to Tarrytown Airport, they got all wet, but they knew when they arrived, Brenda Blue would be waiting with a dry towel. How are you feeling, Snuffy? Asked Brenda as she finished drying them off. I feel great, replied Snuffy. Thanks. Good. I wouldn't want you to get rusty, she said. Okay, JJ, it's your turn. Me? Snuffy? Asked Brenda Blue. Why am I your favorite color? I get it, said JJ. He sees you every day, he loves you a lot, and without you, none of the things he does would be possible. Aw, that's so sweet, Snuffy, said Brenda Blue.